Hello everyone. Have you ever been in a situation like this? You plan to do your homework at first, but you end up watching videos online instead. You know that writing your homework is really important, but you just can't stop watching Netflix episodes. Actually, it's not just your problem. Everyone tends to choose more interesting things to do. However, if we want to solve this problem, we need to know how our brain works first. Did you know that our brain consistently evaluates the thing you could do? It compares different options and chooses which one is the most valuable. It is also more likely to choose the one that provides immediate reward. If I tell you to do exercise right now, and I promise that I will give you $1,000 after you finish it, I think you may probably feel really happy to do that. However, this time, if I just tell you that doing exercise is really good for your health, this time, I think you may feel a little bit hesitant because it may cost you 30 minutes and it can provide any instant results. Although this activity is the same, you are much more likely to do it when it provides instant rewards. Another factor is that your brain estimates the possibility of success before you take action. For example, imagine that you are ranked 20th in your class, and this time I tell you to get the first place in the next exam. You might think it is impossible, so you won't even give it a try. However, it is not because that you lack of your ability, but that you believe the chance of success is too low. But this time, if you change your goal to improve 3 places in every exam and gradually to become the first place, this time you may think it is much more achievable. Therefore, you might realize that the one reason you can't achieve your goal is that you always try to accomplish too much at once. Finally, your brain naturally prefers to choose the activities that you enjoy. Imagine that you have 2 options right now. One is doing your homework, another one is watching videos. I think most of people will choose watching videos, right? Because it is really interesting. And I think I will also choose that one, even though I have lots of homework didn't finish. Therefore, it is the reason that people always delay doing their homework or something important but not really interesting thing. And it is also because that there are lots of things can distract us, like comic books or cell phones or some videos. So how to improve our efficiency? I can share my experience to you. When I was an elementary school student, my teacher always assigned me lots of homework when summer vacation. At first, I just want to skip it because I want to enjoy my summer. However, I gradually realized that I can't do it anymore because if I do so, I won't finish my homework. Therefore, I find a solution. I distribute my homework into multiple parts, and whenever I finish one part, I will reward me to watch my favorite TV episodes for 20 minutes. And that's how I improve my efficiency. All in all, if you want to be more efficient, you can try to convince your brain that what you do is important and interesting. Or another practical tip is to create a reward system, just like what I do when I was elementary school. For example, when you are studying, you can reward yourself a cup of your favorite lemonade. However, you can't drink this in any other time, so the reward system remains effective. After a few weeks, you may even find yourself looking forward to studying. Now you know how your brain works and how to improve your efficiency. So why don't you give it a try? Thank you for listening.